ladies and gentlemen, happy Sunday. How are you guys doing tonight? We are now on episode 18. Hope you guys are having a great Sunday. So we're going to be discussing um so many episode titles I totally forget. Tonight's episode is about should family and friends support your business, which is a very great topic. We know people that you start a business, they don't support you or they do support you. So, we're just gonna discuss it for a few minutes tonight with you, ladies and gentlemen. So we're gonna go ahead and dive right in. But not first before I ask the ladies how their day was. So ladies, how was your day today?
Today was an awesome day. Um, had a great morning, went to church and ran a couple of errands. Kind of a lackadaisical day, which was awesome. Caught up on some rest.
Mine was great. I watched church this morning because nobody gave me a ring a ding ding to hey, let's go to church. So I watched it. And then I went to go get some stuff for the house and cleaned up the whole house. Laundry's done. The kitchen is clean. The rooms are cleaned. Yeah.
Good.
Well,
That
look at
sounds
you.
like a Sabbath Sunday. That sounds like a great day. Yeah, I did the same thing. Went to church, and I guess a few people overslept this morning, so they didn't, give a call out this morning. They probably overslept, but yeah, once you have a regimen, you probably should stick to the regimen. But I don't know what happened. I guess everybody was just really tired. I guess everybody was really tired.
We went to bed. Well, Saint didn't wake up till 8:30, and that's late for him. 8:30,
8:30. Oh
8:45.
yeah, that's really late because he be
That's
up
late for
at
him.
7 o'clock, crack of dawn,
Mm-hmm.
with the roosters, chickens, everybody. But yeah, so let's go ahead and hop right into it, ladies. So have you guys started a business where you have friends that didn't support your business?
Absolutely.
Of course.
I could just say it hurt my feelings, but then you suck it up and go on about your day because that one person not supporting, that two people not supporting, you have other people that support you, whether it's family, friends, or strangers.
Exactly.
I totally agree. I mean, you know, having been in business and also being in business with friends and partners and things of that nature, it becomes a really tricky conversation because it's just like you ask yourself, should your friends really be supporting you? Should that be your target market? And when I think of it like that, I used to care if friends support my business, but now I don't. And let me tell you why I don't care. And the reason I don't care is because 9 times out of 10, I don't want to sell to my friends and family. Most of the time, it's going to be a
Hmm.
stranger that's going to be
Mm-hmm.
your biggest supporter. It's never going to be, usually your family, because what typically family does is they want to wait until they see you up and see
Mm-hmm.
you prevailing before they actually even invest and do anything in your business.
And
So
then they
truth of
want a
the matter is,
discount off top.
right. Right. So truth of the matter is, I don't really care to cater to my friends and family. I prefer a different audience, for my business, because that's honestly what it is. Your friends, they're not supposed to support your business. They're your friends, not your customers. If you look at it like that, you see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
So I just feel, when it comes to friends, I just kind of like to separate the two and not really think too much of it. Like, I just feel like I don't need them to validate, but it just, what seems to amaze me is when you do start to grow your business and scale your business, Hey, that's my family. You want all the clout. I know who that is. That's my family. That's my sister. That's my brother. But when it was time for to support me, you didn't want to do it.
Right. He wasn't around, wasn't buying my stuff.
And they
Right.
still don't. I feel like they still don't support. Yeah, they're still not paying. They what are they doing? Just saying, "Oh, that's my family." It doesn't take that much, even if you just give a shout out on social media or just send a courtesy text. Support can be anything. It doesn't necessarily have to mean like you're putting money into
Monetary.
somebody's business.
Right.
Yeah. But people think that that is the case because that's really how just the world works. It's always got to be a monetary thing with people. Like,
You
okay,
could even post me, or
right.
you can post me, or just tell somebody about the business. If you know somebody is looking for something that I'm selling or I have a service for, just put my names in rooms where I'm not there. Is my thing. But
Mm-hmm.
hey,
Right. And the thing is, I have seen it where a lot of people have got really discouraged when it comes to running their business because the first thing that they do is either ask their family for advice and say things like, hey, what should I do, or should I do this? And then once they get the advice that they want, it's like the person may say no, don't start that business. It's like, why are you listening to them? They have never started a business, so why are you listening to somebody that hasn't even done what you're trying to do? So it's
Mm-hmm.
like ultimately you just got to do what makes you happy.
Exactly.
And and it's crazy because but another thing that gets me too, I see a lot of people, you could be doing the exact same thing that another minority is doing, but they will go to that minority versus you. Somebody has some background noise. Y'all good?
yeah, I'm muted because I have background noise. A child.
I don't know. I don't know. It was like
Yeah,
a
I'm muted too. I'm muted too.
um, but yeah. So that's the thing. Like a lot of people go to other minority groups that's the same, and that your guys are selling the same thing and go to support them versus you. But like again, I said, don't take that personal because it's just like I said, that's not your target market. So you don't want to get too personal and like upset and be like, oh, I'm not going to be your friend because you're not supporting. Listen, everybody's not going to support you and your dreams. They're your dreams. So you got to support your own self and figure out what market that you want to tailor into.
Definitely, because you'll get discouraged, um, thinking everybody or your family should support you. You know,
Right.
and it does. I mean, it does hurt seeing them go to somebody else that has the same thing that you have or close to it. But you just got to let that be your motivation to keep pushing your stuff out there, and to
Right.
get your stuff together.
Totally agree. And since we're on that, do you guys feel like it's good to do business like endeavors with friends?
I think it depends. Oh,
Well,
is she
I don't
done?
think Diamond is talking because I can't hear her. She's on mute. So go ahead, Toya.
I
Oh,
kind
I
of
was on.
think it depends. Um, I'm not gonna say it's horrible, and I'm not gonna say you shouldn't. But if you know your friend and you know their qualities and you know what they're capable of, and that should be number one to let you know, hey, if you should go into business. You could be strong at something, they could be strong at something. You could be weak at something, they could be weak at something. So
Mm-hmm.
just to me, basically, if you're gonna pick a friend, you should know that friend. Know what they're
Mm-hmm.
capable of and stuff like that. So there won't be any, you know, um, animosity or anything like that towards each other.
Mm.
Right. I totally agree with Toya said. However, I do think that you should get someone that, first and foremost, somebody that you trust. Number two, someone that, you know, that you've been friends with for for a certain amount of time. And someone that, like Toya said, that can y'all hear me?
Yes.
My computer. Somebody that you can trust, and somebody that's not gonna take what you use in the business and try to use it as a come up for themselves, because sometimes people do that as well. They take what they learn and then they may try to do something else on the side and things like that. So I think it can be a hit or miss at times or whatever.
I agree. I mean, just from what I have known based on experience and things I've experienced, I always say to myself, if I'm gonna start a business, like truth of the matter, I honestly do some businesses under my name where I do get in a partnership, but now I kind of do stuff alone just because ultimately a lot of people do get into business just because they feel like because they spent a lot of time with a person or they have fun. Oh, that's my buddy, we can get into business. But that doesn't necessarily mean that, because you got to really ask yourself when you're getting in business with these people, hey, do we share the same business goals, the same values, do our skills complement each other? Even though I know there will be certain skills that's going to be different from each other, but these are still great questions that you want to have. You may have a partner that say, hey, I want to travel, and you may not be want to travel because you want to start your business. That's not going to work. You got to make sure that y'all personal lives at least align with the goals and things that you're trying to do in the business. And
Hmm.
not even on even just that. I mean, it's like I said, it's not just about us being friends. It's all those different things that you have to take into consideration. When you're like, hey, I want to bring this person along with friends, as a business partner, because honestly, truth of the matter, a lot of times, a lot of relationships sabotage and they come to the end because of business relationships. It's like y'all was friends at first, and then now
Mm-hmm.
y'all have turned into enemies because it causes a wedge. That's why I don't mind doing business with friends, but I still think it's like a 75% chance where I'm just like, mm, no, it just I don't feel like it. You know, I just what they always say. I feel like friendship does not translate into business compatibility. I just don't. I just feel that way for me.
Right.
If people they just base it on because they known a person for so long, but truth of the matter is really beyond that. Because when you start bringing money into a situation, it
Mm-hmm.
makes it hard for you guys to really be on the same page, because you don't want to, just say if I'm running a role and I may be a strategic, logical thinker, someone else may not be like me, and I'm like, well, you know what? Since I am running the business, I'm gonna pay myself more. Like you're not gonna get 50-50, especially when you're not doing the exact thing that I'm doing. Like, that right there causes that wedge. We're not on the same page. So we're not even on the same page there. We shouldn't be moving forward trying to create a business plan for
Mm-hmm.
us when we're not even on the same page.
So do you believe that there should be a contract with family or friends, or do you just take their word and trust that person?
No, I mean, know what I know that I mean, you guys are pretty familiar of who I have done business with. Y'all know it's really people get two different sides of me. You get my friendship side and you get my business side. When it comes to my business, I'm about my shit. Anybody will tell you that. Like I ain't no sugarcoating. I'm ain't no corners cut. Like I don't play about my business because my business is like my baby. So if I feel like you're not respecting my business or doing something right, yeah, I am gonna get frustrated because ultimately it's like I expect for if you are say that you're my friend and you're working in my business, my expectation is how I treat my business is the same way that you should be treated, because ultimately if the shoe was flipped, I'm gonna treat your business the same way. If you want me to be running your business or involved in your business, I'm gonna treat it just like it's my own. I won't. I don't shortchange people and be like, oh, because it's not my business. I'm gonna do no. I'm gonna treat your business like it's my own. You know what I'm saying? So people, anybody that tell you that we have been in business, I'm a different person when it comes to friends, and I'm a different person when it comes to my business. Don't play with my business because at this point now you're messing up how I feed my family. So now we have a problem, a serious problem, because I'm not going to take food from your family or screw anything up in your business when it comes to, your family and things of that nature, because that's serious. That's why, like, partially, I do believe in giving discounts, but ultimately, I really don't, because at the end of the day, this is my business. I got to make sure my family is good. I don't
Right.
mind giving discounts here and there, but if every time, whatever business I got, if I'm selling a product or doing a service, you can't expect to get no business. I mean, you can't expect to get no discount every single time. You know what I'm saying? Like one time, okay, a couple times, maybe here and there, but not every single time, because you got to support the business. And
Or let
honestly,
me give it to you, not
right, and
you
honestly,
asking
truth of the
all the
matter,
time.
right, and
You
honestly, truth of
better-
the matter, some people just, if that person don't want to pay your price, you don't lower your price. You find somebody that's gonna pay your price, because it's people that's gonna pay your
Mhm.
price. I see a lot of people that will lower their standards or price because they feel like, oh, it's too high. Oh no, it's not too high. It's definitely not too high. It's just your
Mm-mm.
target market that your target audience is not where it needs to be. That's like, I think on the episode when we talked about sneakers, we was talking about the audience. Certain people know who to target. You got to know who to target when you selling shoes and different services.
Mhm.
You got to know who you're targeting, who your audience is. If you don't know who your audience is, then you're not gonna get the return on investment like you want. So no, it's no such thing as lowering your prices and always giving discount. They don't like your prices, then hey, I love you, but you gotta go. Like you can find somebody else.
Somebody gonna buy it for your price
Right.
or whatever you do. If they gonna do it.
Okay, so when you say far as like, giving discounts, so if let's just say you're in a partnership with someone and let's just say you have a sewing business or whatever, and you're the person that sews and then you buy the product from your friend or whatever, but you guys don't have a contract in place or whatever. So if you're buying the supplies from them and they're supplying you the supplies, would you feel like that person should give you a discount because you are doing business long term with each other, or should their price be their price?
I mean, that's again coming to the business and mixing with friendship. I mean, that's just business. That's your business. Now, if you want to be generous and give a discount, then yeah, you can do that. I mean, honestly, I feel like if you keep coming back, consistently, I will give a discount. And the reason I say that is because, you know, um, me and my business partner, we run an Airbnb, so we have guests that continuously come back over and over again. We give them discounts. You know why? Because guess what? When I know you get discount, you can always book with me because, dang, you know what? She gave a discount this time. It doesn't mean I'm gonna give you a discount every time, but for you being a return customer, I offer you a discount. So now you're comfortable. You're gonna come back. It doesn't mean that you're gonna expect that, but you're gonna come back because I did offer you a discount. I don't think no some Airbnb hosts are actually giving out discounts. Like, I don't see it. And then if it could be, but I really don't see it
No, I
because
don't
they
think so either.
yeah, I don't think so.
I mean, I don't necessarily think that she should expect a discount. If you're getting fabric from your friend, then clearly that's her business, selling fabric or whatnot, and your business is sewing. But if you're like Ashley said, if you're a repeat customer and you're always bringing me business because you need fabric, then
Hmm.
yeah, I could give, I will be like, okay, you know what, you always come back, you always get a generous amount of
Hmm.
fabric from me, so I'm gonna go ahead and cut you something. Or it can go either way. Or if you're my good home girl and you have your business and I have mine, I can already knock it off top because of how our friendship is. So it really is just, it depends on the people. But you
Right,
shouldn't go in expecting
Right.
it just because it's your friend.
right. And that's the problem that I have is that people mindset is automatically you start a business, their expectation is you have to give a discount. You have
No,
to
you
give a
don't.
discount, which is yeah, and which you really don't. You really don't. So let me ask you guys a question. Do you feel like a family member should invest into your business? Like invest into you. So let's say you want to start I'm gonna just say Airbnb. You want to start Airbnb, and you don't have the money, but you know a family member that you are really close with that you feel like they got the credit and they can get your credit card. Y'all make a contract in place. Do you feel like that person should invest into your business?
Family or friend, nobody has to do nothing that they don't want to. Now, if
Mm-hmm.
they do, that's very generous of them. And you should be thankful, but they don't have to do anything because that's your dream. That's something you want. They may not want to, get their money tied up in it or, anything like that. So nobody has to do anything, whether it's family or friend. Whoever
But
does
suppose you're putting that
But
person in position, right? Suppose you're putting that person in position,
yeah,
right? Yeah, suppose you're putting that person in position, and if you are putting that person in position, they may not know nothing about Airbnb, but you're explaining it to them, and you're like, listen, are you trying to make extra money? They always come to you like, hey man, I want to make some extra money, but I don't know a way to go. But you tell them, opportunity that will be able to be fitting for them, and then they're like, you know what, man, no, I don't think that I, want to invest in the business. But they have been telling you that they want to make some extra money, but they don't want to invest in it because maybe it could be because it's you, or I don't know what their reasons would be.
I mean, maybe they just don't want to make extra money like that. Like I said, nobody's
yeah,
obligated to
it
do
could be something
anything
else
for
they
you.
want to do. Maybe they just feel like that's not a great fit for them. But I also feel like even if you say that and then they go to other individuals and then that didn't work out, I feel like you shouldn't come back to me for advice because it's not on your time. And when I was trying to assist you, then you should have took my help then.
Right. I mean, yeah. I mean, I don't feel
But
like
my yeah,
family. Yeah, I don't feel like they have to invest either. I just feel like if you ask for an opportunity and if the opportunity presents itself and it's something that you don't know, because let's just be all frank, I don't care if it's a job, I don't care if it's a business you're starting, you're never gonna know what you're getting yourself into until you actually do it. That's just the reality of life and anything. You don't know what you're doing. Life is a risk, life is a gamble. So ultimately, if you say that you want to get involved in something, how are you going to know that you're good at it or bad at it until you try it? So I just feel like if you tell me that you want to do something, I present an opportunity. I'm not saying all opportunities is good, but I'm gonna tell you one thing about me. I take every opportunity. I don't turn no opportunity down. You know why I don't turn down? Is because I will either make it work and I would try it out. If I don't know how to get it figured out, I'll figure out. If it just doesn't work for me, it just doesn't work for me. That's how I set my motto up. I'm an opportunist. If an opportunity is presented to me, 9 times out of 10, I'm gonna look into it, see what it is, and I'm gonna take it. That's just the way. That's the way I operate.
well, I'm not really a risk taker. I kind of get nervous at times if it's something that I'm not familiar with, but if it's something that I know that I want to do or whatever, then I'll take the risk.
So you don't take risks in business or anything you do.
I do in certain things.
What's a
I
certain
just feel like
thing?
I just can't be thrown out there. I have to really like do my research. Number one, if I'm just getting into something and I don't know what I'm doing, then that's gonna be a problem. I rather take my time and do my research and then maybe invest and think that it's going to be a great fit for me because like you said, I mean, yeah, you don't know it, you are gambling because it could work and it can't work. However, that's just a risk I just don't want to take unless I'm very comfortable in knowing for sure that I got everything lined up from point A to B.
That comfortable word. I don't like that comfortable word at all. I don't like that comfortable word. But
I mean, some people is like that. Some
But
people don't like
but
to get
lately
thrown into
I have
water.
lately I have taken a few risks. But
yeah,
I'm not gonna say I do it on every project, but I have on certain things.
right. And it's crazy because when it comes to life, I always look at life as a video game. You can't move on until you master a specific level, right? And you don't know how you're gonna master that level until you figure the shit out. So that's the same thing how I look at life. You got to figure out things to get to the next level. That's the only way, you know what I mean? And so that's my concept of like, hey, risk taking and being like, okay, I'm not comfortable or being content. I never say I'm comfortable or content because I'm really not comfortable content. I don't like to be where I was at the year before. That's just really me. That's a me, my type of person that I am. So I just look at life like it's a video game. You gotta master level one before you even go to the next one. That's kind of like we always talk. Hey, taking those baby steps versus jumping from 0 to 100 first. You got
You
to
got to
take
take
those
baby
baby steps
steps.
in between. Yeah, but a lot of people they jump from 0 to 100 because they want to emulate the
Yeah,
end process and not understand the middle process and the beginning process is what's really the hard, challenging part. You just want to get from A to Z. It don't work like
Right.
that. It don't work like that.
right. But that's how people say, like, when you get into business, you can't always just take, these gurus or whatever
Shortcuts.
advice. You have to do your own research, because if you just looking taking from what their experience, it may be something that they do what may have worked for them may not work for you. So that's why I
Right.
would say, yeah, you got to do your own due diligence to make sure that you're going to be successful.
Yeah,
Right,
because everybody's path is not your path. So, everything is different.
right. Every path is different, and that's exactly why when it comes to unsupportive family or friends, you have to just be like, you know what? You don't want to support. This is what's gonna. I'm just gonna do what I need to do because that's all you got to do. You got to do what you got to do for yourself. You know what I mean? Like go. You got to do it for yourself. But even if you have unsupportive friends or unsupportive family, maybe sometimes they may be nervous because they don't know what you're into. It could be different things. But if you actually, I told you,
Hmm.
when you put a person in position or show a person what you really got going on, they start to change their mindset because you actually now have shown them exactly what you're doing, and they either see results. A lot of times, the truth of the matter is, a lot of people nowadays, when it comes to business, they don't want to just see the flashy cars. They want to see the process. How did you get there?
Hmm.
I want to see everything from A to Z. I want to see if you were sleeping on an air mattress, so now you living in this luxury. They want to see real life events, and that's my problem with some of these gurus out here. They don't show real life events of how they show the end process. Oh, I got the Benz, I got the Bentley, I got all this, but they don't show the process of what it took from to be at the bottom to get to
Hmm.
now where you at the top.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? So that's why sometimes you may do got to show your unsupported family friends, like take them to some events, give them some free products, give them something to wear your shirt, like if you selling t-shirts or clothing, give us some items for free so they could just support it. And if you don't want to, you just like want to charge like, hey, $5 or something, you can do that too. You can do that too. But again, we're not targeting just our family. We're targeting actually customers, people that are going to be complete strangers that are more inclined to help you succeed than the people you actually know.
Mhm.
Ladies, I gotta slide out to get my charger real quick, or I'll be dead.
Okay. I was gonna say what um I feel like, these last 3 years, I have definitely elevated from where, I have came from to where I am now. And starting a business, failing, and then regrouping, getting it back on track. It's like you'll be really surprised on you know who who's there for you and who's not there for you. And I can count on one hand how many friends and family members that actually have supported me throughout this whole journey, which really, I mean, it does suck sometimes, but I know, like people say all the time, sometimes you just can't take people along the way with you. However,
Yeah.
I just feel like in the process, if even if you know no matter, like I said, no matter how you do support that person, this could be a motivate that could be a motivation for you, or a life changing event for you, because me doing what I'm doing, why not let me put you on so you can have generational wealth for your family? But I just feel like people are so spiteful and jealous that they just can't accept somebody else doing something or being better than they are.
Yeah. That definitely, and that's why sometimes unsupportive family and friends may not support you because they jealous because they can't do what they can't actually they can do what you're doing, but they are choosing not to. My philosophy is what, ladies, we get 86,400 seconds a day, 1,440 minutes a day. So what does that mean? That we all get the same amount of time, and what you choose to do with your time is what you choose to do with it. So we all
Right.
can do the same thing. You know what I mean? So that's why I feel like a lot of family may not support you because they want to do it, but they don't know a way to do it. And now that you're really showing them that it can be done, they're looking at you like side eye because you're actually living and doing what you said you're going to do.
Or
Yeah,
they may
that's
have some backlash, like, "Oh, we're supposed to do this together, and you just up and left me. Well, what am I supposed to do? Am I supposed to sit here and wait on you?" Like, no, life still has to go on. Money still has to be made out here. Like, I can't sit and wait on you.
Right. Yep. And that's what sometimes family and friends want you to do. They want you to wait until they're ready. But honestly, ladies and gentlemen, I'm telling you, here to tell you,
if you
if
wait and
you
you're gonna be
wait
waiting
on
forever.
others, you never gonna do what your dream is. You never gonna do what you want to do because trust me. And this means waiting on people. If you want to go on trips, vacations, thing, you can't keep waiting on that friend that can't go. It's just look, you gotta do what you gotta do. You know what I mean? So that's just what it is. You do what you need to do, whether they like it or not. You still prevail. Like keep pushing forward. The world doesn't stop for nobody. Your time is limited. Sadly, it's not really sad to say, but it's the reality that every day that you wake up, you're a closer day to your death. It's just the reality.
Right. Well, I just hope those family members and friends that that hasn't supported neither one of the ladies on here, if they are listening, or even if they ain't, it's no reason, to hate on any of us, even if y'all still need help. I mean, not saying that it's gonna be on your time, that we still can
Right.
be motivation, and we still be a person that can help you along the way.
Right. And don't
Right.
let people tell you that, hey, because I also see a lot of times when family and when you start your business, you get this a lot. You have changed. No, I haven't changed. I just have elevated. My mindset is not the same what it was before. So it's being that you knew me from my past of how I used to be, you want to hold that and feel like that's going to be my life consistently. No, people are entitled to change. And I see that so often that people start getting in business, they do, they like, dang man, like you didn't, you change who you are and things like that. Now, I will say this, when you get into business, I do feel like the
You
people
got
that
to
were
kind of.
and are there for you, reach your hand back, throw the rope back down to them, bring them up with you. You know what I mean? Do not leave them, like especially if they was there for you while you was coming up and doing those things. Still be there for them, look out for them. But if it's someone that wasn't there in your corner, no, I don't agree. I just feel like for the ones that supported you, definitely look out for them. Don't get so big where money basically blinds you and you're just like you're changing your character. Money is changing your character because money will make some people change their character because they say it's the root of all evil, but I don't agree. I feel like it's the intent behind it.
Definitely,
Mm-hmm.
that was a church topic.
Yeah, so I believe it's the intent behind it.
And I was gonna say, I have even been to the point to where I was like, I'll even help you. Like we both can do the work together. You know what I'm saying? Like I'll reach out on my end, you reach out on your end, and then we come back collectively to see what we come up with. You know what I mean? Like I do 80%, you do 20%, just because I'm experienced and I can help you get started, and things like that. And people still just don't want to engage. Like I just don't get it.
Yeah,
Like
you
even
can't
if you're
force.
doing
I mean,
all
you
the
just can't
work.
force people. Can't force people. It's when they're ready. It's their timing, and if their timing is 10 to 15 years after, then that's what their timing is. You
And
already
then
done
I'm not
prevail
old,
and
I'm not
progress.
gonna be
Then guess what?
available.
You said say that again.
And that doesn't mean I'm gonna be available either 10 or 15 years.
Exactly. Yeah, and you don't have to be, but I mean, if you are, I mean, great. But if you're not, then no.
Entrepreneurship change every day. So what may have transpired now may not be here 5 years from now. So everything changes. So I just feel like why it's kind of like it's trending. It's like entrepreneurship is trending. It's something, a new hustle comes out every day, every week, every year. Like so, why it's trending? Like you have to be on it. That's how I feel. So if you saying like, oh, I want to do this now and it's trending, why not?
Mm-hmm.
Why not take your chance at it? Because that
Mm-hmm.
don't mean it's gonna be hitting 2 or 3 months from now, because when people get in entrepreneurship, things start to get saturated like you said, and then everybody wants to start doing it.
But again, everybody ain't built to be an entrepreneur.
Sure not.
Everybody,
It takes
everybody
real
not built to be
discipline
an
and
entrepreneur. And honestly, speaking on that, like I feel like, and I have heard people do it before, and I actually seen a story about three African American guys that went into business and started like their own. I think it was like apartment. They all put like money up. They put like $10,000 a piece up to get an apartment. It was all in three of their names. So stuff like that, I just feel like if you don't have that, if you have like-minded business friends, I do. No, I will say this: sometimes money can cause a wedge, but if you have like-minded friends that are on the same page and y'all feel like, you know what, we all are invested equally, I feel like it will work. If all y'all go and put in the pool, because let's just be
right.
frank, do y'all guys really ask yourself how these minority Asian people come together and build these things? You know what these people do? And I learned this story a long time ago. What they do is they basically have like a pool. So
Mm-hmm.
Tina and Mary puts like money inside the pool. So Tina and Mary, they want their store, but right now they're working in John's store. So what Tina and them do and all their other friends and family, they put like $10,000 in a pool. Then that's guess what? That's Tina and Mary's store. Then guess what? The other two people, everybody's doing the same thing, putting money in for their store, and the cycle just continues. That's how they do their business model to make sure that everybody all eats, which is a great business model idea. To be honest, if you
Right.
ask
I just feel like I'm
me.
not, not trying to single, out different minority groups, but I just feel like with us, one, probably, we weren't taught that.
Yeah.
Our grandparents probably weren't taught that. So
Mm-hmm.
it's kind of, it would be hard for them to just be like, hey, you know what, this is what we should do. And then it's like, it's always like the backstabbing, or people don't want to see you
Mm-hmm.
doing better than them, and things like that. So it's a lot of a lot
Yeah.
of factors into that. But that is a good idea,
Mm-hmm.
to do that, to help family, to help
Right.
friends.
But we have to start normalizing and rewiring our mind to understand that
Hmm.
everybody is not out here to get you. Everybody is not looking for a come up. It's sad to say you don't know how to discern who is going to do what. Everybody has an ulterior motive. That's just kind of the reality that we're up against. But you, as a person, have to decide how you want to allow that person to play that specific role. You know, Toya's reading the book. It's not. It's not how I can handle this. It's who can handle this. You know what I mean? So you got to set a solid foundation team to be able to come in. And it is sad to say that a lot of African Americans they don't trust a lot of people because they have been burnt in the past, and it's truly honestly sad. But it's just like if we could get everybody on the same page and all to come together, it would be some great business ideas because we are really smart. We really are. We have so many clever ideas. And a lot of this stuff, it goes back to history. A lot of those things that were said that, oh, the Caucasian person, created this, really it was African Americans creating certain things. So, it goes back a very long way.
Another thing I noticed that I read about, like, even when if we get a business, they say, the black culture has bad customer service. Um, I could agree a
No,
little,
I don't agree.
but I think that's just because people just jump into businesses without, thinking things through or trying to take any classes or, anything like that. If you never worked with customers or you don't know how to handle the public, research tips, like things like that. When you open a business or run a business, you I'm not saying not be yourself, but you got to have business etiquette.
Yeah, you
I
do. You
I felt like go ahead, Ashley, if you about to say something.
No, you was talking. Go ahead.
About what Toya said about she's her saying that when we open a business, us as minorities don't have, great customer service. I feel like being an African American, I feel like we have the best of both worlds because number one, we're very what this excludes me because I'm a little I'm a little not on this side, but most African American people are street smart and business savvy, so they can turn on and turn off. Most Caucasian people are just really, book smart and business savvy, but us as African Americans, we have the best of both worlds, I feel like. So I feel like whoever said that African Americans don't have great customer service is not true. I mean, some business don't. Some Caucasian people don't have great customer service. Whatever race, it's always whatever race you are, it's a 50-50 on there, I believe.
Right.
I don't know. But, like you say, everybody's not meant to be an entrepreneur. And I was watching a post on Instagram, and I can't remember the guy name, but he was on Shark Tank. He said that, everybody's not meant to be an entrepreneur. Only a third of the world is meant to be that because it's a really hard gig, and most people don't want to sacrifice their lifestyle because sometimes, it can get tough, and some people don't want to, like you said, take the risk.
Absolutely,
I
because
agree.
being an entrepreneur, you got to sacrifice, tune out people. You might got to dedicate yourself 6 months to a year, not go nowhere. Just hit the pavement grinding, and everybody's not built for that. But I'm not gonna say everybody's not built for that. Whatever you put your mind to, you can always do it. Because 1,000 people could tell you, "Hey, you're not built for that," and then you prove them wrong. So I just believe anything you could do, you could put your mind to. If you want to get that business, just take the steps, dedicate yourself to do what you need to do to get that business and keep it flourishing.
Yeah, totally agree. 100%. 100%. Right, so accurate. I mean, yeah, you just gotta, ultimately, you just have to do what is best for you and your business, because you're gonna, and then when you're starting a business, you're gonna have so many different ideas of people telling you what you should and shouldn't do. But like I said, I'm not saying don't take advice, because 9 times out of 10, most people, what do they do when they want to start a business? They end up talking to their closest 5 friends and giving them the idea and getting their feedback, which is
That
not
don't
a
know
problem.
nothing
You
about
should you
business.
should definitely get their feedback and see exactly what they say and their opinion. But that doesn't mean that you actually have to go based on what they say. You're just really getting their feedback on what it is that you're trying to do. I still feel like, you should make the executive decision to say, yes, I want to start this business, or no, I don't want to start this business. You know.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, and even when it comes to business, this is why I tell people, get you a business plan, an operating agreement, and things of that nature. And you can find investors out here. There are several investors that will invest into your business. You just got, it's websites that you can go to. You just got to really have your affairs in order. And the first thing is business plan, operating agreements, and really setting your business up the legal way. Then you're good to go. But a lot of people, they don't do that. They just say, I want to start this business, and operate the unethical way for so long that it's just like, they're like, oh, well, why my business not growing? It's because you haven't done it the right way. So just set it up the right way. Do what you need. Do what you need to do.
It's crazy because I think a while. I think I don't know if it was last year or the year before. A lot of people was like, "Oh, just get an LLC," but y'all didn't tell people what to do with it afterwards. So how y'all telling people to get something, but y'all not educating them to what to do with it afterwards? Like that
Yeah,
was
you just
crazy to
can't tell
me.
somebody
It
to get
was.
no
I know y'all seen
LLC.
it on Instagram. Oh, don't get her no bag. Get her an LLC. But what does she do with it afterwards?
Right, because you have to coach people and show them how to actually, you know, get up there and just like, oh, you know what? Well, guess what? This is what you're supposed to do. You can't just hand somebody something and just not tell them what needs to happen. So you definitely have to put you have
Right.
you definitely have to put people in position. If you do put them in position, tell them exactly what needs to be done. I mean, like I said, everybody is different. Sometimes some people, you can just tell them what to do and they take off, and some people, they just don't. I'm a type of person, I can sink or swim. I tell people, look, either way it goes, you give me something, I'm gonna swim. I'm gonna figure my way out of it, because I'm a research type of person. I research everything. Heck, I researched when we had that situation happen last year with the daggone broom standing up in the kitchen with the gravity. I was like, what type of stuff? Why is this broom standing up by itself? Like, I just didn't understand the logic behind it. But then when I read it, I was like, oh, okay, it makes sense. Something is tilted. I don't know. But, that's just, it's all about just doing your research, ladies.
Not the broomstick.
You remember? Everybody was doing that.
Yeah, it went on for like a day or two or something like that.
Yeah, like these trends be crazy. They'll be good for a minute and then they're gone.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yep. I mean, well, we, like I said, we wanted to just come on and tell you guys and talk about supporting, you know, from friends and family, and just kind of give you advice and also give you encouragement and let you guys know that, your family and friends sometimes are not going to support your business, but they're not supposed to. It's your they're not your customers. You want to, if you have a type of service, you have customers and things of that nature. So that's who you really should be target marketing. And sometimes, if you do want your family support, you can send a courtesy message and say, hey, just if you want to support, here's the link. They may do it, they may not, but don't wholeheartedly wait for your family to be the ones that support your business. Go out there, network with like-minded people. Go out there, find people, that will support your business and go from there. Just don't wait for families and friends to support your business, because if you do, you'll be waiting for a very long time to elevate your business. So you definitely don't want to do that.
Definitely, I just say stay focused, regardless of who supports you or not. That's your business. So just keep doing what you're doing, and eventually you'll get the support all you need. Those sales or whatever will start rolling in, and just see it all
Yeah,
the way through.
absolutely.
Agreed. Just as you do anything, just make sure you stay consistent and no procrastination. If you know you want something, keep pushing, keep striving for it, because every day counts and you're much further. Don't worry about if nobody's liking or nobody's
Yep.
texting or nobody's even reposting. At the end of the
Just
day,
stay
it's your
consistent. Just
business and
stay
you're going to
consistent.
get there.
Yep. Just
They may
definitely
not
stay
be liking
consistent.
that post, but they don't seen it,
They
and they
watching
gonna
it.
see it again,
Yeah.
and
Exactly.
they gonna see it again.
They watching, and while they watching, you need to be still keep being consistent. Don't worry about how many likes. Worry about consistency. As long as
Mm-hmm.
you worry about consistency, those likes, those followers are gonna all fall into play. Hey, like we told you guys before we started this podcast, we didn't expect to have over 6,000, 7,000 views and people watching us and 300 followers and things of that nature. It was just something we did plot out and plan out and was like, oh, we want to start it. But we just have been consistent. I don't care if we get no likes, one follow. I'm gonna still post my content because that's what you have to do. Someone's
Mm-hmm.
gonna see you. It could take time. People expect for it to happen like in a
Overnight.
month, 2 months. You're right. It's these are things that take time, especially when you're growing
Hmm.
a fan page like Instagram and YouTube. That take time. You got to gravitate to your audience and captivate them. It takes time. But again, as long as you stay consistent, that's all that honestly matter. Yeah. Well, ladies
Yep.
and gentlemen, we're gonna let you guys definitely have your Sunday night back. It is 10:27. We usually try to get up here between like the hours between 8 o'clock and 10 o'clock. So as we always say, definitely check us out on IG at empowerment underscore reckless podcast. Also, if you have any, inquiries, any topics that you want, definitely, you can reach us on IG, or we also have a website, which is empowermentrecklesspodcast.com. You can also leave us notes on there. We also have our TikTok channel, and we be up there trying to do our little TikTok. I finally got to be today. I'll tell you, I don't know how to dance, right? But I just try because it's just fun. It's fun to do. But definitely check us out. Definitely check us out. You would not be disappointed. But like I said, I want to end you guys with two notes. Like I always say in my other podcast, how you do anything is how you do everything, and also never let the lack of support deter you from your mission. So, with that being said, make sure tomorrow is Monday. Make sure you start your week off great, and we will see you guys
Motivation
again
Monday.
tomorrow. Right? It's tomorrow. Look, it feel like we with you guys every single day, but you know what? We not complaining. We not complaining at all.
I think we got mixed up because we had Valentine's Day we postponed,
Right,
so it kind of threw us off a little. But oh well, hey, we're here.
right. Yep, right. But yeah, you guys have a great evening, and we will see you guys tomorrow. Good night.
Good night.
Good night.